Good afternoon. I'm Councilwoman Attorney Shayla Favor, and it is indeed an honor to welcome you to Congresswoman Joyce Beatty's virtual community ceremonial swearing in to the 117th Congress. Happy holidays, and thank you for joining us today. This year's community ceremonial swearing in is a bit different because we are all staying home to stay safe. So Congresswoman Beatty will be joining us shortly from her home, alongside her family, husband, attorney, and former state representative Otto Beatty Jr. and Judge Laurel Beatty Blunt, 10th District, Ohio Court of Appeals. But first, please join me and members of Team Beatty in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the National Anthem, performed by the Gahanna-Lincoln High School Golden Lions Marching Band.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands,
one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Congresswoman Beatty has dedicated her life to service, and as the Congresswoman of Ohio's 3rd Congressional District, she has worked hard to bring the district to D.C. and D.C. to the district. Let's see some highlights.
Woman from Ohio, Mrs. Beatty, who is also the chair for the Subcommittee on Diversity and Inclusion, is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman.
Congresswoman Joyce Beatty is a native Ohioan with a strong history of connecting people, policy, and politics to make a difference. Since 2013, Beatty has proudly represented Ohio's 3rd Congressional District.
It is with great pride that I serve the 3rd Congressional District of Ohio, standing on the shoulders of those who came before me and continuing to protect the civil rights of all. Today, my colleagues, we go from agony to action. I support this bill, and I ask you to join me.
Prior to her service in the U.S. House of Representatives, Congresswoman Beatty was a member in the Ohio House of Representatives for 5 terms. During her tenure, she rose to become the first female Democratic House leader in Ohio's history and was instrumental in spearheading and enacting pieces of legislation to require financial literacy in Ohio's public school curriculum, to expand STEM education, and to secure funds to help under and uninsured women access breast and cervical cancer treatment.
I'm a very family-oriented person, so I said to my team, let's talk about family unification. And we were able to get $20 million in the Family Unification Program.
Congresswoman Beatty sits on the exclusive House Committee on Financial Services and serves on multiple subcommittees. Chair of Diversity and Inclusion, Housing, Community Development and Insurance, and Oversight and Investigations. The Financial Services Committee oversees the entire financial services industry, including the nation's banking, securities, insurance, and housing industries, as well as the work of the Federal Reserve, the United States Department of the Treasury, and the United States Securities and Exchange Commission. As chair of the newly created Financial Services Subcommittee on Diversity and Inclusion, Beatty will lead efforts to ensure the financial services industry works better for all Americans.
I rise for this big and bold for the people legislation. We have been called back again into this great chamber because we can't quit living because the world placed us here in unprecedented times.
A sought-after public speaker and the recipient of numerous awards, Congresswoman Beatty was previously named one of Ebony Magazine's 150 most powerful African Americans in the United States.
I was honored to attend George Floyd's funeral and proud to support this historic bill in honor of his name. Today, I breathe. Today, we breathe in honor of George Floyd. This bill will honor his life, and in the words of his daughter, my daddy will change the world.
Congresswoman Beatty is active in the Lynx, Inc., Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, Inc., National Coalition of 100 Black Women, Columbus Urban League, the American Heart Association, where she previously served on the board, and numerous other organizations. Congresswoman Beatty is married to attorney Otto Beatty Jr., a proud grandmother to Leah and Spencer, who lovingly call her Grammy.
Here it is, the moment we've all been waiting for. Now please, welcome Congresswoman Joyce Beatty as she takes the ceremonial oath of office administered by the Honorable 10th District Court of Appeals Judge Laurel Beatty Blunt.
It is my personal honor to perform today's swearing in, especially as my children witness their Grammy being sworn in. The swearing in of congressional members is a long-standing tradition that celebrates and signifies the start of a new Congress. We look forward to your steadfast leadership and commitment to ensuring equal rights for all Americans. Now, let us begin our ceremony and this new era of change. Please raise your right hand and place your left hand on the Bible. Do you solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that you take this obligation freely and without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and fully discharge the duties of the office on which you are about to enter?
I do, so help me God.
By the powers vested in me, you have been duly sworn in to the 117th Congress. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Congresswoman Joyce Beatty.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Councilwoman Shayla Favor, for your kind remarks and for hosting my ceremonial swearing in. Thank you, Laurel Beatty Blunt, Your Honor, and Otto for making this special. Laura, what a great memory to have you swear me in with your father holding the family Bible. And to my constituents, colleagues, and friends, thank you. While I would love to have gathered with you in person today, we must prioritize the health and safety of others. 2020 has been a difficult year for all of us, but it has been a devastating year for many of our friends and neighbors. Our nation is facing 3 pandemics: the COVID-19 pandemic, a racial injustice pandemic, and a social economic pandemic. I take the oath of office on New Year's Eve as we close this year and turn the page to 2021 with the opportunity to address the issues plaguing communities just like ours all over the country. These 3 pandemics are at the forefront of my mind, and they will be the core of my work for our district. With our Democratic House majority and maybe Senate, and partners in the White House, President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, 2021 is an opportunity to serve our constituents and to build back better for the people. First and foremost, we need to get COVID-19 under control. Deaths are still skyrocketing. I applaud our scientists, medical practitioners, and frontline workers for standing up and serving our nation. A vaccine is being distributed to help get us through this, but we cannot let our guard down. I am grateful the Biden-Harris administration has a plan to address the virus on day one, and I look forward to working with them and my colleagues in Congress. The coronavirus pandemic has brought with it the second pandemic of economic uncertainty and instability. This crisis was happening even before COVID-19 exposed and deepened the existing economic divide. Let me be clear. We need an economy that works for all Americans. So I will continue to work to provide relief for those who need it most and fight for more Americans, especially Black and Brown Americans, to have meaningful and equitable opportunities. Millions of workers have lost their livelihood because of the pandemic. Millions of families are experiencing food insecurity. Small businesses need assistance so they can keep their doors open and keep their workers employed. And we know that 30 to 40 million renters are at risk of eviction, including 1.5 million of our neighbors right here in Ohio. Americans still need assistance. The recent stimulus bill is simply not enough. That is why I will continue to fight for more support in this new Congress. The third pandemic is that of racial injustice and inequality. We know that America cannot succeed unless all its citizens succeed. All lives cannot matter until we know that Black lives matter. We recently saw the brutal killings of 2 Black men at the hands of our police here in our own community. We must ask ourselves, how many more lives must be lost for there to be real and lasting cultural change? We have work to do. I just had the tremendous honor to be elected chair of the Congressional Black Caucus. The Congressional Black Caucus celebrates its 50th anniversary with 59 members representing 17 million Black Americans and 82 million Americans. We will build up on our previous successes to create racial wealth, equity, and sustainability, to increase access to affordable health care, housing, and education, reform our criminal justice system, eradicate racism, and clean up our environment. The work will not be easy. I need you. Lastly, I want to share with you the words of 12-year-old Yolanda King, who I stood next to at the March on Washington this year. She said, while she and the rest of the country couldn't predict the pandemic, an attack on our right to vote, and a devastating economic crisis, she believes this will only make us even stronger. Great challenges produce great generations. We have mastered the selfie and TikTok. Now we must master ourselves. I will go back to Washington with our collective voices, our passion, our fear, and our pain to demand change. In the words of my late mother, who joined me for every ceremonial swearing in, is not with us this year, but her legacy and teaching lives on. So I end with the 2 most important words she taught me. Thank you. Thank you. Stay healthy, stay safe, and wear your mask. God bless you. God bless America. I'm Congresswoman Joyce Beatty, and I approve this message.
Congratulations, Congresswoman Beatty, on your re-election to Congress and the prestigious and historic election as chairwoman of the Congressional Black Caucus. Your visionary leadership and extraordinary commitment to service will ensure that the adoption of critical public policies that enhance economic development and job growth, education equality and equity, affordable and quality housing, and affordable and quality health care throughout Ohio and our nation. In short, you have always championed building ladders of opportunity for all of our citizens, particularly those on the margins and those most vulnerable among us. As always, great success, my dear friend. God bless you, Herschel Craig.
Warmest congratulations on your re-election, Congresswoman Beatty. I'm Barbara Bennett with Huntington, and on behalf of all of my colleagues, we are so proud to be headquartered in your district. Your leadership on the powerful House Financial Services Committee, working in partnership, and often pushing us, has resulted in legislation that has dramatically increased access to capital and improved banking services and products. Your chairmanship of the historic Diversity and Inclusion Subcommittee, we have seen it move banks across the nation to greater transparency, accountability, and a meaningful impact on economic equity and improving generational opportunity for all citizens. Your energy, passion, and personal commitment lift us all, and as you always advise, to make a difference. As you're sworn in today, we are so thrilled to stand beside you and support your ongoing success and promise long kept to bring Columbus to Washington and Washington to Columbus. Congratulations.
Congratulations to my soror and friend, Congresswoman Joyce Beatty, on your election to the 117th Congress. You are a Black girl who rocks.
Congresswoman Beatty, I just want to say congratulations on your victory this 2020 election. Also, I just want to say thank you on behalf of the King Lincoln District and all the businesses of Mount Vernon for helping us get the PPP money to make sure our businesses stay open in our community. And we're so grateful to have you as our Congresswoman. And I want you to have a happy holidays and a happy new year. God bless you.
Hello, I'm Grace Brown, Miss Franklin County 2021, and I'm here today to congratulate Congresswoman Beatty on her swearing in to the 117th Congress. Congresswoman, I want to personally thank you for the tireless work you do for our community, both here at home and in the United States Congress. I also want to thank you for your support, advocacy, advancement, and mentorship of girls and women in STEM across Ohio, an issue near and dear to both of us. I'm proud to know you, excited to work with you more, and thrilled to celebrate you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Congresswoman, and an even bigger thank you to everyone joining us for Congresswoman Beatty's virtual community ceremonial swearing in. On behalf of Congresswoman Beatty, her staff, and me, Shayla Favor, Happy New Year. Stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, keep your social distance, and please wear a mask. Thank you.